BUZ Brain School Sokoto cordially invites the general public to its 15th years anniversary. Date, Sunday, 30th November 2025. Venue, Pinnacle Hotel Sokoto. Time, 2 p.m. Special guest of honor, Professor Ahmed Laden Allah, Honorable Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Sokoto State. Chairman of the occasion, Malam Ahmed S. Father, Katukan Dengi. Chair Lady, Mrs. Maureen Nwanko. Royal Father of the Day, Dr. Jebbi Kilgori, Obankasar Kilgori. Father of the Day, Alhaji Bashir Abubakar, Sarkin Hausawa. Mother of the Day, Professor Aisha Madawaki Isa, former Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Sokoto State. Guest speaker, Dr. Hadiza Dengeshehu, Proprietress Silver Wings School, Sokoto. Announcer, Management.
A very good evening and thank you for joining us tonight on Alu TV News. Today is Saturday, 29th November 2025, equivalent to Islamic calendar 8 Jumada Thani 1447, after the Hijrah of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. I am Aisha Abdullahi Aminu with the news. Patience has been described as the most critical element and bedrock for every couple towards ensuring a sustainable and everlasting married life. This was disclosed by the General Manager of Alu TV Nigeria, Bashir Abubakar, shortly after the wedding ceremony of one of the staff of Alu TV Nigeria, Naziru Alhaji Sani, at Mabera Gidan Dahala, Sokoto. Ibrahim Ahmed Aikin Allah has the rest of the story.
The wedding ceremony of Naziru Alhaji Sani and his bride Najatu Aminu Umar was presided over by Sarkin Kudun Gidan Dahala Alhaji Abubakar Shehu after the payment of 400,000 as dowry. The representative of the groom Alhaji Abdul Qadir Jilani sought the permission of the representatives of the bride as part of the marriage procedures based on Islamic perspectives. Shortly after the marriage rites, selected Islamic scholars offered prayers seeking Allah's blessings for the newly married couple. يا من لن يلد ولن يولد ولن يكن له أحد يا من لن يلد ولن يكن له أحد يا من لن يلد ولن يكن له أحد يا جاسم الله جاس له يا جاسم الله جاس له. The general manager of Alu TV Nigeria, Bashir Abubakar, in an interview urged the couple not to allow third parties to interfere in their marital affairs.
And then to now sit very well to face the reality, because the era of my love, my sweetie, my this and whatever is gone. Now they have to face the reality. They are going to another world where they have to tell themselves truth. He has to tell her, she has to tell him. He can do what he can, and let him not say, oh, I will do this for you, and it will become the thing of the past.
In his remarks, the senior special advisor to the governor of Sokoto State on electronic media, Abubakar Muhammad Dangusau, congratulated the couple and charged them to learn how to live peacefully with each other.
I will call on the couples to be patient with each other. They love each other outside. Now they are going to be together. They came from different backgrounds, so they should be patient with each other and they should tolerate each other. They have their differences, quite alright, but when they are together now, that is when the differences will come out.
Dr. Ataru Isa Sokoto, the chief medical director of the specialist hospital Sokoto, also congratulated the couple and prayed for a blessed family for them.
Wish him it's a long journey, of course, and apart from that also it's a patience. We normally used to say, or our parents used to tell us that we should be patient whenever we had an event like this one, marriage.
The groom Naziru Alhaji Sani, his friends and colleagues from Alu TV Nigeria and Alu Yagode FM appreciated everyone for attending and expressed their joy on the special occasion.
I'm deeply honored by the presence of caliber of people I have seen in this gathering today of my marriage celebration. I'm thankful to the entire people that has contributed to see the success of this event.
I want to use this media to call on the newly coupled to be patient with one another, to always indulge in activities which can help in development of themselves and their communities.
Today has been very wonderful or historic in his life, being witnessing his married life day. And advice to him is that now the responsibility of his wife is all on his shoulders.
The wedding ceremony was attended by family members, friends and well-wishers from within and outside the state. Ibrahim Ahmad Aikin Allah, Alu TV News.
Congratulations once again, Naziru, and we wish you a happy married life. And now, in a heartfelt farewell ceremony, Alu Yagode FM Sokoto celebrated the distinguished service of Yahaya Tanimu Mayaki, the outgoing manager of news and current affairs, who is set to join the Kaduna State radio station. The event held at the station's premises brought together colleagues, friends, and dignitaries who gathered to honor Mayaki's contributions to the stations and the media industry at large. The send-off party was graced by numerous speakers who took turns praising Mayaki for his unwavering commitment and exemplary performance during his tenure at Alu Yagode FM. Among the notable speakers was Hayatu Jibadallatu, the acting general manager of Alu Yagode FM, who expressed deep appreciation for Mayaki's professionalism, emphasizing how his dedication and punctuality had set a high standard within the organization. Bashar Abubakar, the general manager of Alu TV Nigeria, also shared his sentiments, reiterating the importance of professionalism in broadcasting. He acknowledged Mayaki's role in nurturing talent within the newsroom and fostering a culture of integrity. Bello Muhammad Lokoja, the manager of programs at Alu Yagode FM, commended Mayaki for his creativity and innovative approach to news presentation. He noted that Mayaki played a crucial role in revitalizing the station's news segment, paving the way for more engaging and informative broadcasts. The event also features remarks from Nasir Abubakar Kiri, the controller of news, who expressed both sadness and pride in seeing a talented colleague leave for new opportunity. As speakers took turns sharing personal anecdotes, the experiences with Mayaki, the atmosphere was filled with a mix of nostalgia and optimism. Attendees were treated to refreshment, and a cake was cut in honor of Mayaki's achievement, symbolizing not just a farewell but also the celebration of his career milestones. In his response, Yahaya Tanimu Mayaki expressed gratitude towards his colleagues and management for their support and camaraderie throughout his time at Alu Yagode FM. Mayaki's departure marks a significant transition for Alu Yagode FM as he takes his wealth of experience and expertise to Kaduna State radio station. Don't forget you're still watching Alu TV News, transmitting from Sokoto, that's the Caliphate. You can also watch us via our social media handles. On YouTube channel at Alu TV, while on our Facebook page, you can watch us at Alu TV News. You can also download our mobile application on the Play Store by searching Alu TV to watch our previous programs or watch us live while the program is running. The news will now continue. Joy and celebration filled the Tamaji area of Sokoto South local government area of the state as a young woman delivered a set of triplets, drawing excitement from neighbors and well-wishers who gathered to witness the rare blessing. The mother, who was described as calm and courageous throughout the process, welcomed the 3 healthy babies under the care of skilled medical personnel. Ibrahim Ahmed Aiken Allah has the details.
Residents of the Tamaji area have continued to troop to the home of Mrs. Rhoda with prayers and congratulatory messages, celebrating what many have described as extraordinary addition to the community.
I feel so happy and I give glory to Almighty God.
The lady gave birth to triplets after undergoing a cesarean section CS at the Usmanu Danfodio University Teaching Hospital, Odut Sokoto.
The first one is a boy. I gave him Michael. The second one is a girl. I gave her Michelle. And the third one is a boy too. I gave him Maxwell.
News of the birth quickly spread beyond the hospital walls, attracting relatives, families and members of the community who had been visiting the mother to share in the family's joy. Many described the arrival of the triplets as a blessing not just to the household but to the entire community, offering prayers and goodwill messages for the continued health of the mother and her 3 newborns. The triplets are 2 boys and a girl. Ibrahim Ahmed Aiken Allah, Alu TV News.
Wow, what a blessing. We say congratulations to the parents. And now on sports, the ongoing 5-a-side football competition in Sokoto continued this weekend with thrilling performances from the participating professional bodies. Our sports correspondent, Ibrahim Wada, reports.
On Friday, the Sokoto Professionals Network maintained its strong form in the tournament, defeating Fasosa by a score of 8-3 in one of the highest scoring matches so far. In another match played the same day, the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) secured a narrow 2-1 victory over the Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) after a tight and competitive encounter. The results set the stage for an exciting final showdown on Saturday as the Sokoto Professionals Network face off against the NBA in the tournament's grand finale. Organizers says the aim of the competition is to deepen relationships and strengthen cooperation among various professionals bodies in the state. With strong performance and growing participation, the competition continues to serve as a platform for unity, teamwork, and collaboration among Sokoto State professional committees. Coming up this week across European leagues, the key developments from match day 13 in the 2025-2026 seasons of the Premier League in London and the La Liga in Spain. Match day 13 of the English Premier League sees some high-stakes fixtures, including Chelsea face off Arsenal on Sunday, a London derby that could shake up the top of the table. Another match including Manchester City vs Leeds United, Everton take on Newcastle United, and more across the weekend. The current standings after match day 12: Arsenal with 29 points, chasing them Chelsea 23 points, Manchester City 22, Aston Villa 21 among others. Mid-table fixtures: Crystal Palace 20 points, Brighton, Sunderland and Bournemouth all around 19 points. As match day 13 unfolds, all eyes will be on whether Arsenal can maintain their lead, especially with a tie clash against Chelsea. On the Spanish La Liga, the table leaders after 13 rounds. Top of the table is tightly contested. Real Madrid leads with 32 points, just ahead of Barcelona on 31 points. Close behind Villarreal with 29 points, Atletico Madrid with 28 points. Barcelona marked their long-awaited return to their refurbished home ground with a resounding 4-0 victory over Athletic Club, a statement win that closed the gap to Real Madrid at the summit. In contrast, Real Madrid were held to a draw by Elche Football Club, denting their momentum. This sees the Spanish title race heating up, with just a point separating the top two. Both clubs remain in the title contention. For the sport update, I'm Ibrahim Oda reporting for Alu TV News.
Well, thank you, Ibrahim, for the updates, and that concludes the news for tonight. On behalf of the news editor, Bashar Abubakar, and production team, I am Aisha Abdullahi Aminu saying stay tuned for the House of Action coming up shortly. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Jama'a assalamu alaikum, barka da wannan lokaci, barka da kasancewa da fassarar labaran Alu TV. A yau muna Asabar 29 ga watan Nuwamban shekara ta 2025 wanda ya muwafaka da 8 ga watan Jumada Thani shekara 1447 bayan hijirar fiyayen halitta Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam daga Makka zuwa Madina. Sunana Nafisa Kabiru Muhammad dauke da fassarar labaran. Shi yanzu kam sai a gyara zama domin kasancewa da cikakkun labaran. An bayyana haƙuri da juriya a matsayin makamin zaman lafiya da kuma ƙashin bayan ɗorewar kowace ingantacciyar rayuwar aure. Janar manaja na Alu TV Najeriya Bashir Abubakar shine ya bayyana hakan jim kaɗan bayan ɗaurin auren ɗaya daga cikin ma'aikatan Alu TV, wato Naziru Alhaji Sani, wanda aka gudanar a unguwar Mabera gidan da hala da ke birnin Sokoto. Ga rahoton da Ibrahim Ahmad aikin Allah ya haɗa mana.
Sarkin kudun gidan da hala Alhaji Abubakar Shehu shine ya jagoranci ɗaurin auren na Naziru Alhaji Sani tare da amaryarsa Naja'atu Aminu Umar bayan an biya sadaki naira 100,000. Wakilan ango Alhaji Abdulkadir Jilani ya nemi izinin wakilan amarya domin ya ba da damar ɗaura auren a matsayin wani bangare na tsarin aure bisa koyarwar addinin musulunci. Bayan kammala ɗaurin auren, malamai sun gabatar da addu'o'i na musamman domin albarka ga ma'auratan.
Allah ya sa mata shi ce bisa ga sunna Annabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah shi ba ta ikon ta yi mai da'a. Allah ka sa mijinta ne bisa ga sunna, Allah ka ba shi ikon da dauki wannan amana.
Shugaban gidan talabijin na Alu TV Najeriya Bashir Abubakar a lokacin da yake magantawa ya yi wa ma'auratan nasiha akan su guji tattauna matsalolin da ke iya tasowa na aure da mutanen waje, wanda shine tushe matsalolin aure.
Shi matsayin shi na jagora yana da abubuwa bisa kai ne na hakuri, saboda mace dole sai ka hakuri da zama da ita, kuma muna kyautata zato ita ma ta samu tarbiyya mai kyau da za ta iya ladabi da biyayya zuwa gare shi domin zama aure shi kyau a ce kuma gwamma da an kai.
A nasa jawabi, mai ba gwamnan jihar Sokoto shawara kan kafafen watsa labarai na rediyo da talabijin Abubakar Muhammad Dangusau ya taya ma'auratan murna tare da ba su shawarwarin su koyi yadda za su zauna lafiya da juna.
Ina kira da ango da amarya, aure shi abu ne na sunan manzo, kuma sai an yi hankuri, dukansu su biyu su yi hankuri. In suka yi hankuri da juna, in Allah ya so za su gina gida mai kyau da yadda Ubangiji, kuma za su samu iyali na gari.
Shi ma nasa bangaren shugaban asibitin kwararru ta jihar Sokoto Dr. Attahiru Isa Sokoto ya taya ma'auratan murna tare da yi musu addu'ar samun zuri'a ta gari.
Daman aurantaka irin waga kuma aure hakuri ne, kamar yadda mu suka sha gaya mana, suka ba mu, suka azama akan wannan tarbiyyar cewa komi ya taso na dai aure to ayi hakuri da shi.
Angon dai Naziru Alhaji Sani tare da abokansa da abokan aikinsa daga gidan talabijin na Alu TV kuma gidan rediyon Alu ya gode FM sun nuna godiyarsu ga duk wanda halarci bikin tare da bayyana farin cikin su a wannan rana ta musamman.
Ranar aure ta kasance rana mai muhimmanci ga rayuwar kowane dan adam wanda yake fatan ya ga ya cimma. Ina godiya ga Allah subhanahu wataala da ya nuna mini wannan rana, kuma ya nuna mini dimbin masoyana da suka samu halartar wannan
rana ce wadda kusan kowane matashi yake so ya ga ya cin mata. Yau gashi Allah Ubangiji ya nuna mana muna ɗaya daga cikin wayanda suka shaidi ɗaurin auren wannan amini namu kuma ɗan uwanmu
A wannan rana ta kasance rana ta daban, rana ta murna da farin ciki wacce kalaman baki ba za su iya su ayyana ababen da suke cikin zuciyoyin mutane ba wai mu kaɗai ba, kama daga ɗimbin masoya, abokai, 'yan uwa da kowa da suka samu hallara har ma da waɗanda suka ba da sakonnin fata alkhairi.
To alhamdulillah, lalle tabbas ne na wakilci mai girma Diji a wajen wannan ɗaurin aure. Kira na anan shine gare shi a matsayin ne shi yan neme ta, shi an namiji, hankalinsa zai hankalinta, tunanin shi zai tunanin shi. Kamar yadda kun ji mai girma GM ya ce bashar sarkin Hausa shine babu magana ƙarya tsakaninsu.
Ɗaurin auren da ya samu halartar iyalai, abokai da masoya daga ciki da kuma wajen jihar Sokoto. Ibrahim Ahmad aikin Allah, labaran Alu TV.
Cire fatar Allah ya bada zaman lafiya mai ɗorewa da kuma zira'a ɗaya ba. Gidan rediyon Alu ya gode FM ya shirya taron taya murna da fatan alkhairi ga manajansu, wato a bangaren labarai da al'amuran yau da kullum, Yahaya Tanimu mai yaƙi, a daidai lokacin da yake shirye-shirye kama sabon aikinsa a gidan rediyon jihar Kaduna. An da gudanar da taron ne a harabar kamfanin gidan rediyon Alu ya gode FM da kuma Alu TV, inda ya samu halartar abokanan aiki da abokanai da kuma al'ummomi da dama masu yi masa fatan alkhairi domin karramawa ga irin gudunmuwar da mai yaƙi ya bayar a lokacin da yake kamfanin Alu ya gode FM. Taron da ya samu halartar al'umma da dama waɗanda suka yi jawabai tare da yabawa ƙoƙari da kuma gudunmuwar da mai yaƙi ya bayar a lokacin da yake gudanar da aikinsa a Alu ya gode FM. Daga cikin waɗanda suka yi jawabai a wajen taron akwai muƙaddashin janar manaja na Alu ya gode FM, Hayatu Jibo Dallatu, inda ya bayyana yabawarsa kan ƙoƙari da ƙwarewar aiki ta mai yaƙi tare da ingancin aikinsa a lokacin da yake hidimtawa Alu ya gode FM. Shi ma dai janar manaja na Alu TV Najeriya Bashar Abubakar ya tofa albarkacin bakinsa game da kokari da jajircewar mai yaƙi, yana mai nanata irin muhimmancin da ke akwai na kwarewar aiki a bangaren yada labarai. Ya kuma bayyana irin gagarumar gudunmuwar da mai yaƙi ya bayar a bangaren sashen yada labarai da al'amuran yau da kullum. Bello Muhammad Lokoja wanda shine manajan sashen shirye-shirye na Alu ya gode FM ya yabawa mai yaƙi kan ƙoƙarinsa da kuma ƙwarewar aikinsa tare da kasancewarsa ƙwararre a ɓangaren gabatar da labarai. Ya bayyana cewar mai yaƙi ya bayar da gagarumar gudunmuwa a ɓangaren ingancin ayyukan Alu ya gode FM. Taron ma dai ya samu halartar Nasiru Abubakar Kiri wanda shine mai kula da ɓangaren sashen labarai, inda ya bayyana alhininsa kan rabuwa da abokin aikin nasu tare da ya masa kuma fatan alkhairi da ta yasa murna a daidai lokacin da ya samu wani sabon aikin da kuma wata dama. Masu jawaban da sun yi tsokaci a bangaren kwarewar aikin mai yaƙi wanda ya taimaka wajen ingancin ayyuka da dama a Alu ya gode FM. Waɗanda suka halarci taron dai sun ci tare da sha a wajen taron, inda aka yanka kek domin karramawa ga ci gaban da mai yaƙi ya samu, wanda aka yi masa fatan alkhairi da kuma samun nasara a sabon matakin da ya taka. A jawabinsa, Yahaya Tanimu mai yaƙi ya bayyana jin daɗinsa da yabawarsa ga ƙoƙarin da abokanan aikinsa suka yi masa da kuma hukumar gudanarwa ta Alu ya gode FM. Mai yaƙi dai ya bar Alu ya gode FM ne inda ya kama sabon aikinsa a gidan rediyon jihar Kaduna. To muna yi masa fatan alkhairi da fatan samun nasara a wannan sabon aikin nasa. Jama'a kada ku shafa, kuna kasancewa ne tare da waɗannan labaran daga nan Alu TV Najeriya. Kada ku manta za ku iya bibiyar mu ta hanyar amfani da kafafen sada zumunta kamar YouTube a Alu TV ko kuma Facebook a Alu TV News. Haka ma za ku iya sauke manhajar Alu TV a Play Store domin kallon labaranmu da ma sauran shirye-shiryen da muke gabatarwa a daidai wannan lokacin da ma waɗanda suka gabata. Yanzu kuma labaran za su ci gaba. Farin ciki ya lulluɓe zukatan al'ummar yankin Tamaji da ke cikin birnin Sokoto a ƙaramar hukumar mulkin Sokoto ta Kudu a daidai lokacin da wata matashiya ta samu haihuwar 'yan uku, inda makota da kuma masu fatan alkhairi suka yi tururuwa domin kashe kwarkwatar idanunsu. Mahaifiyar 'yan ukun dai ta bayyana farin cikinta tare da kasancewarta cikin ƙoshin lafiya da kuma ƙwarin gwiwar da ta samu a daidai lokacin da ta haifi 'yan ukunta ƙarƙashin kulawar jami'an kiwon lafiya. Ga rahoton da har wa yau Ibrahim Ahmad aikin Allah ya haɗa mana.
Al'ummar unguwar Tamaje sun ci gaba da ziyarar gidan Mrs. Roda wadda Allah ya albarkata da haihuwar ɗaya uku a lokaci ɗaya tare da yi mata addu'o'i da saƙonnin taya murna.
Sunana Roda Chinwe Irebute.
Matar dai ta haifi 'yan uku ne bayan an yi mata aikin hiɗa wato CS asibitin koyarwa ta Jami'ar Usmanu Danfodiyo da ke Sokoto. Labarin haihuwar ya karaɗe asibiti da sauran wurare inda ya ƙara jawo hankalin 'yan uwa, abokai da mazauna yankin na Tamaje waɗanda suka riƙa zuwa duba uwar domin taya ta murnar wannan abin farin ciki.
Gaskiya na ji daɗi sosai kuma na gode ma Allah.
Jama'a da dama sun bayyana haihuwar 'yan ukun a matsayin wata kyauta daga wurin Allah wadda ba kowa ke samu ba, tare da yi mata addu'ar samun lafiyar shayarwa. Yaran da 'yan uku sun haɗa da maza 2 da kuma mace 1.
Na farko namiji na sa mai Michael, na biyu mace ta na sa mata Michelle, sai na ƙarshe namiji na sa mai Maxwell.
Ibrahim Ahmad aikin Allah, labaran Alu Tv.
Yanzu kuma za mu leƙa ɓangaren wasanni inda ake ci gaba da gudanar da wasar nan ta 5-a-side wato ta mutum 5-5 a cikin kwanakin hutun ƙarshen mako, inda kuma ƙwararrun 'yan wasa da dama ke ci gaba da fafatawa a wannan wasar. Zan hannun taku ga hannun ɓangaren muna wasanni wato Ibrahim Wada.
A ranar Juma'a, ƙungiyar Sokoto Professional Network ta ci gaba da nuna bajinta inda ta lallasa Fasosa da ci 8-3 a ɗaya daga cikin wasanni mafi yawan zura ƙwallo da aka yi a gasar. Haka kuma ƙungiyar lauyoyi ta Najeriya reshen jihar Sokoto NBA ta samu nasara akan ƙungiyar marubutan labarai ta Najeriya reshen jihar Sokoto NUJ da ci 2-1 a karawa da ta kasance mai cike da gogayya. Sakamakon waɗannan wasanni ya kai ga taka rawa gani a wasan ƙarshe na gasar a ranar Asabar, inda kungiyar Sokoto Professional Network za ta kece reni da kungiyar NBA a wasan karshe na gasar. A cewar masu shirya gasar, manufar wannan gasar ita ce karfafa haɗin kai da zumunci a tsakanin kungiyoyin ƙwararru a jihar Sokoto. Gasar ta ci gaba da zama dandalin haɗin kai, zumunci da kuma haɗa kan kungiyoyin ƙwararru a Sokoto. A wannan ƙarshen mako a manyan lig na Turai, muhimman abubuwa daga zagaye na 13 a kakar shekara ta 2025 zuwa 2026 a Premier ta Ingila da kuma La Liga ta Spaniya. A zagaye na 13 ta Premier ta Ingila za a yi wasu manyan wasanni masu cike da tasiri. Ƙungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Chelsea za ta kara da ƙungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Arsenal a ranar Lahadi. Babban wasa a London wanda zai iya sauya tsarin teburi. Sauran wasanni sun hada da ƙungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Manchester City da ƙungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Leeds United. Everton za ta kara da ƙungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Newcastle United da sauransu a ƙarshen mako. Matsayin teburi bayan wasanni na 12. A saman teburi, kungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Arsenal da maki 29, masu bin su kungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Chelsea da maki 23, Manchester City da maki 22, kungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Aston Villa da maki 21 da sauran su. A tsakiyar tebur akwai kungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Crystal Palace maki 20, kungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Brighton, Sunderland da Bournemouth duk kusa maki 19. Yayin da zagaye na 13 ke ci gaba, idanu za su karkata kan kungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Arsenal za su iya ci gaba da jagoranci musamman da wasansu da za su yi tsakanin kungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Chelsea. A La Liga ta Spaniya, jagororin tebur bayan zagaye na 13 saman teburin na cike da zafi, yayin da kungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Real Madrid na jagoranci da maki 32. Kungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Barcelona na biye da maki 31. Masu biyo su baya kungiyar ƙwallon ƙafa ta Villarreal da 29, Atletico Madrid da 20 98. Barcelona ta yi dawowa gida bayan gyaran filinta da nasara mai ban sha'awa da suka samu da ci 4-0 akan kungiyar kwallon kafa ta Athletic Club. Nasarar sosai da ta rage tazarar maki tsakaninta da kungiyar kwallon kafa ta Real Madrid. A gefe guda kuwa Real Madrid an tashi kunnen doki tsakaninta da kungiyar kwallon kafa ta Italy wanda ya rage masu kuzari. Wannan ya sa gasar na neman kambun La Liga tana ƙara zafi. Tazarar maki ɗaya kacal ke raba manyan ƙungiyoyin biyu kuma duk suna cike fafutukar neman kambun. Ƙarshen rahoton wasanni kenan. Ni Ibrahim Wadar, labarun Alu Tv.
Tuna waɗannan labaran na wasanni muka zo ƙarshen labaran namu a madadin editan labaran Bashir Abubakar da dukkanin waɗanda suka taimaka domin ganin labaran sun zo muku. Ni da na fassara na karanto Nafisa Kabiru Muhammad da nake cewa na bar ku lafiya.
The UZ Brand School Sokoto cordially invites the general public to its 15th years anniversary date, Sunday, 30th November 2025. Venue, Pinnacle Hotel Sokoto. Time, 2 p.m. Special guest of honor, Professor Ahmed Ladan Allah, Honorable Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Sokoto State. Chairman of the occasion, Malam Ahmed S. Father, Katukan Dangi. Chair Lady, Mrs. Maureen Nwanko. Royal Father of the Day, Dr. Jabbi Kilgori, Obankasar Kilgori. Father of the Day, Alhaji Bashir Abubakar, Sarkin Hausawa. Mother of the Day, Professor Aisha Madawaki Isa, former Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Sokoto State. Guest speaker, Dr. Hadiza Dengeshehu, Proprietress Silver Wings School, Sokoto. Announcer, Management.
This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
When a truck spills its load, when a fuel-laden tanker falls, after a road accident involving valuable cargo.
Emergency medical services in Nigeria have evolved significantly as it strives to improve response time and care quality across the nation. The National Emergency Medical Service and Ambulance System, NEMSAS, was designed to facilitate prompt responses to medical emergencies, ensuring that citizens can access first aid and healthcare services without immediate cost. Now, it focuses on improving access to emergency medical services, particularly for vulnerable populations, such as pregnant women and children. With NEMSAS, Nigeria is building a nationwide architecture that guarantees timely, life-saving pre-hospital and in-hospital emergency services without upfront payments. You heard right. Leveraging the Basic Health Care Provision Fund for financing. It serves as the implementing arm of the National Emergency Medical Treatment Committee under the office of the Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare. Now, through the National Emergency Medical Service and Ambulance System, the federal government is reshaping how Nigerians receive cost-free treatment during medical emergencies. So tonight, we explore how ongoing reforms in the system are bridging critical gaps, redefining emergency response across the country, the challenges and the push towards a more efficient and accessible system for all. Our guest is Dr. Emuren Dalbra. He's the National Program Manager, National Emergency Medical Service and Ambulance System. In the meantime, thank you for joining us. This is Weekend File. I'm Ruth Aguela. Now, before we delve into the issues, first, we begin with the news. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has just briefed President Bola Tinubu on the outcome of his mission to Guinea-Bissau. The former president was at the State House this Saturday evening. The former president, who led the AU ECOWAS election observation mission to Guinea-Bissau, was, at the country after the military announced takeover of government control in the process of presidential election. He returned to Abuja on Thursday. While speaking to our State House correspondent, Musbahu Danwahab, after the briefing behind closed doors, former President Jonathan advises the ECOWAS authority of heads of state and government to deploy diplomatic means and engage in the military who have seized control of government in the former Portuguese colony.
The key thing is that the winner of that election must be announced. Well, they cannot kick out the military with force, otherwise people will die. But let us know the winner of the election. So what I'm asking the ECOWAS leaders to do is to reach out to the military leadership in Guinea-Bissau, talk to them. They are human beings. They know the right thing to be done. First, for them to release the opposition man, because the man has not committed any offense. He didn't announce himself as a winner of election. If he has done that, they will say it was a treasonable offense. So there was no reason to arrest him. So they should release that man. Then they should announce the result. And if the military will agree, the person who won the election should be inaugurated as the president of the country. We are tired of this in Africa. We are tired. Every day is negative story, negative story. What happened in Guinea-Bissau? It is not what some people will say palace coup. It was not a palace coup. We know coups. Real coups, palace coups we know in Nigeria. This was not even a palace coup. I was looking for the appropriate word to describe. I couldn't get it. I described it as a ceremonial coup. It was a ceremony conducted by the head of state himself.
We flip to other issues. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sent the names of 32 ambassadorial nominees to the Senate for confirmation, days after he sent the first batch of the 3 names.
President Bola Tinubu has sent the names of 32 ambassadorial nominees to the Senate for confirmation, days after he sent the first batch of 3 names. In 2 separate letters to President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, President Tinubu asked the Senate to consider and confirm expeditiously 15 nominees as career ambassadors and 17 nominees as non-career ambassadors. A statement by Special Advisor Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, listed the non-career ambassador designates to include Barrister Ogbonaya Kalu from Abia, a former presidential aide Reno Omokri, Delta, former chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, former Ekiti First Lady, Erelu Angela Adebayo, and former Enugu State Governor, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi. Also on the list are former First Lady of Oyo, Fatima Florence Ajimobi, former Lagos Commissioner Lola Akonde, former Adamawa Senator Grace Benz, former Governor of Abia State, Victor Okeze Ikpazu, Senator Jimo Ibrahim, businessman, lawyer, and senator from Ondo State, and the former ambassador of Nigeria to the Holy See, Ambassador Paul Oga Adiku from Benue State. Last week, President Tinubu sent 3 ambassadorial nominees for screening and confirmation, and the president says more nominees for ambassadorial positions will be announced soon.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has described Nigeria's election to the Council of the International Maritime Organization, IMO, for the 2026 to 2027 biennium as a strong affirmation of the country's growing maritime influence globally. Nigeria's re-election into Category C of the IMO Council took place during the organization's General Assembly in London after a 14-year absence. The president in a statement said it reflects the international community's confidence in Nigeria's commitment to safety and security and aligns with his administration's drive to unlock the full potential of the nation's blue economy. He also applauded the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adeboyega Oyetola, his staff, and Nigeria's diplomatic team for their dedication throughout the election process, pledging that Nigeria would justify the trust reposed in it by the international community. Countries across the world adopt varying forms of affirmative measures to improve the quality of governance. Nigeria must tow similar path of progressive ideology by promoting inclusiveness, especially reforms that support women's participation. Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, gave this submission at a dinner she hosted for serving and past members of the National Assembly at the banquet hall of the presidential villa. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
The ambience at the dinner is reminiscent of her time as a three-term senator, as Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu exchanged banters with her former colleagues at the National Assembly, past and serving, who are our distinguished guests. The reunion, with Vice President Kashim Shettima in attendance, presents a unique opportunity to reflect and deepen conversation on issues affecting national security and education, particularly for women and children. So, pleasantries soon gave way to serious discussion as the First Lady pushed the frontiers of her advocacy for more women representation in governance, the bill of special seat for women as the main anchor.
Tonight presents us with a unique opportunity to explore the future of our children, especially through women's representation across the country, particularly with regards to the reserved seats for women bill that is before the National Assembly. I ask myself, is this bill indeed possible to scale through? Yes. If not today, someday, and absolutely so. But if we do this now, the 10th Assembly will go down in the history of our legislature as the set that stood for women when it counted the most. This is the time to take care of our girls and boys. I trust in your collective wisdom, your experience and your patriotism to steer the nation towards a solution that is constitutionally sound and politically workable.
Let's back up the idea of the First Lady. She's a force of nature. And what she's advocating for is the same issue that I am advocating for. We are on the same page.
The psyche of many Nigerians were traumatized in the last 1 week. But the National Assembly is in the fight alongside the President. So says Senate President Godswill Akpabio as he led special remarks at the dinner, which collectively reflect an acknowledgement that more women must be in the room when issues affecting their interests are on the table.
But on the whole, this will make history, and history is better made today. So he will take our message down to the other governors, who indeed will also transmit the message to the houses of assemblies, that as soon as this comes, we should have the required 2/3 to amend the constitution and bring in more women into the parliament. Those in support say aye, and those against say nay. They are not here, so the ayes have it.
As we conclude the consolidation of our week-long debates, the House will consider a comprehensive set of resolutions on Tuesday. These resolutions will reflect the insights of members and the expectations of Nigerians.
But looking at the faces of the legislators here tonight, I think
it looks as if we are all in agreement that our women must be supported.
Even as they dine, enough was said to cheer the spirit of Nigerian women that the eyes will have it on the bill for reserved seats. From the banquet hall of the presidential villa, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
Improved investment in Nigeria's education sector by the administration of President Tinubu reflects the renewed vigor to properly situate the nation in the global knowledge economy. Vice President Kashim Shettima stated this in Maiduguri at a ceremony to mark the 50th anniversary of the University of Maiduguri, Borno State. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Activities marking the 50th anniversary of the University of Maiduguri and Vice President Kashim Shettima warned that Nigeria cannot compete globally if its universities remain unfunded, stressing that sustained investment in education is now a core pillar of national development and security under President Tinubu's administration, reaffirming the federal government's commitment to transforming Nigeria's education sector through increased funding and comprehensive reforms.
As we gather to celebrate half a century of this distinguished institution, we are affirming the immortality of an idea. The idea that human beings, regardless of birth or class, can rise to their fullest potential through the power of learning. We gather to honor an institution that took root in the Sahelian sands and blossomed into a home for all, nurturing generations who now serve as contributors to the engines of our nation's development and as torchbearers beyond our borders.
Vice President Shettima disclosed that in the 2025 budget, education received a total of 3.5 trillion naira, amounting to 7.3% of the national budget, an increase from the previous year, acknowledging the challenges that have persisted, noting that for decades, underfunding has weakened the foundations of Nigeria's education system.
The agricultural and industrial sectors as part of the 25-year development framework and 20 years transformation plan of the Borno State government, designed to catapult the Chad Basin region into the first insurgency period. The university's contributions to innovative research worldwide are amply demonstrated in the exhibition mounted for this occasion. It is not only showcases the intellectual output of the institution, but it also demonstrates the fact that they can be reliable partners for governments and the private sector.
And as is the trend for this century, we are also advancing digitally, connecting the
Akalmawa, Tabani, Yargada, Sabon Birnin Kiru, Malikawa, Shallakwari. On this landmark occasion for the official flag off of the construction of 14.7 asphalt road on the Ram. Ladies and gentlemen,
Muhammad Indimi announced the donation of 2 billion naira to the university. Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri of Adamawa State announced a donation of 1.8 billion naira on behalf of the 6 states in the Northeast region, among other stakeholders, to support the development of the institution. The university also conferred honorary doctorate degrees on Governor Babagana Umara Zulum of Borno State, Emir of Kazauri Najib Hussein Adamu, and Chief Emeka Ofo, who also donated 250 million naira to the institution. From Maiduguri, Rahman Jibrila, NTA News.
The Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, says the federal government is adopting an integrated security strategy that balances military strength with community engagement to address the security challenges in the Northwest geopolitical zone. This was at the Senate Ad Hoc Committee's Northwest National Security Summit, where stakeholders reiterated the call for the establishment of a Northwest Theater Command to strengthen coordinated operations in the region. Mohammed Umar Ajingi reports.
The Nigerian Senate Ad Hoc Committee on National Security is summit, moving beyond their deliberations within the Red Chamber, arriving at the Umar Musa Eradua Hall to take the conversation on security directly to the people of the Northwest.
The senators are sensitive to the plight of Nigerians and are determined to play their part in finding lasting solutions to the problems.
Let me reiterate the President's firm directive for the armed forces and other security agencies to sustain momentum. He expects deeper interagency synergy, stronger intelligence fusion, and improved protection of schools and rural communities.
Even the colonialists, when they came, they did not have the requisite manpower to man this large expanse of land. So what they did was the indirect rule system. Why are we shying away from it? Take back community police, regulate it back to the traditional authority.
Governor of Kaduna State, who has implemented a working security model in the state, also shared key suggestions based on his administration's experience.
I want us to talk much about non-kinetic approach. People misunderstood that. We're not talking about negotiating with bandits. No. Instead, we're even talking about reaching out to the victims of the banditry. Because in Kaduna, only 6 months ago, we gave houses free to victims of banditry that were affected many years ago. When we talk about non-kinetic, we're talking about good governance.
The participants expressed hope that this summit will contribute to ending insecurity in the Northwest. In Kaduna, I'm Muhammad Marajinki, NTA News.
In a bold reaffirmation of its role at the heart of Nigeria's digital progress, the Association of Telecommunications Companies of Nigeria is sharpening its focus on policy, regulation, and industry-wide collaboration. Ayodeji Makinde reported that the group is leveraging on its recent gains to elevate national productivity at a time when broadband stands as a lifeblood of Nigeria's digital economy.
Communications Companies of Nigeria, ATCON, Tony Emwepere, commits to the shared vision of Nigeria's digital economy, driven by investment in an environment where competitiveness inspires innovation and excellent services.
For Nigeria to build $1 trillion digital economy, we must accelerate open access fiber networks, neutral host infrastructure, rural wholesale broadband, public-private co-investment, and harmonize federal and state regulatory issues.
What I need us to be thinking together is how do we innovate around these issues such that there's benefit to us without chasing opportunities away. NICOMSAT is not looking to bring in 2 new satellites. That will have significant implications for what you're doing.
Strengthening Nigeria's digital public infrastructure, protecting critical national infrastructure, broadband connectivity for underserved areas dominated discussions with the Nigerian Communications Commission and Nigeria Data Protection Commission.
Broadband that touches and reaches households, farms, classrooms, startups, public institutions, and every community.
The hard day of intellectual discourse and projections for ease of right-of-way. Expansion of inland and submarine fiber ended with a night of glitz and glamour.
We also tried to incentivize other telecom operators by giving a free right-of-way for those who were building fiber optic backbone through the states.
From elected and appointed government officials, ATCON recognized outstanding members in different categories with a renewed charge for better cooperation and performance. In Abuja, Ayodeji Makinde, NTA News.
From the health scene, under the leadership of the president, Nigeria is driving a healthcare agenda focused at building a resilient, technology-enabled and people-centered health system anchored on 4 pillars of better governance, quality service delivery, unlocking healthcare value chain, and healthcare security. Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaq Salako, stated this at the HIMSS Eurasia Health Tech Conference and exhibition held in Turkey. He noted that the health sector strategic development plan on the President Tinubu has placed digital health at its core in order to strengthen service delivery anchored on primary care, transform public health surveillance, and enable integration across the health system. In other news, Muslim faithful has tasked government at all levels, religious leaders and citizens to work together in promoting understanding, acceptance and inclusivity to create a peaceful society where every Nigerian could thrive. They were speaking at the Igbo Muslim Summit and unveiling of the Igbo Quran held in Enugu with the theme, the economic benefits of religious tolerance building a stronger Nigeria. Chimaroke Ugu reports.
Reaching economic benefits, contributing to Nigeria's growth and development. The Igbo Muslim National Summit in Enugu with the theme, the economic benefits of religious tolerance to building a stronger Nigeria, aimed to identify challenges faced by Igbo Muslims and propose pathways for national integration, institutional strengthening, political engagement, and to promote a society where being a Muslim is not an exception, but a recognized and respected identity as enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution.
It is a moment of a call for action and a renewed commitment.
Nigeria.
Whether you are a Christian or you are a Muslim, the most important thing is for you to know the foundation of your religion and then put it into practice.
Awards of recognitions were presented to well-deserved Muslims that have contributed to the growth of Igbo Muslims. In Enugu, Chimaroke Ugu, NTA News.
All right, we'll take a break now. When we come back, our discussion will focus on National Emergency Medical Service. We want to look at the challenges, the strides, and of course, the prospect. Do stay tuned.
Moment when national security is tested, true leadership rises. The Progressive Governors Forum proudly commends President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for a swift, decisive and courageous action in the rescue of the kidnapped Kebbi schoolgirls and Christian worshippers in Kwara State, as well as the declaration of security emergency in the country. A rescue that reaffirms the president's unshakable commitment to securing every Nigerian life. We salute our gallant security chiefs, our armed forces, our police, and all security agencies who have embraced the president's new order with renewed fire, strategy, and purpose. The Progressive Governors Forum stands solidly with the president in defending our democracy, in defeating the enemies of peace, and in securing the future of our great nation. Together with Nigerians everywhere, we say, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, security chiefs. Nigeria will not bow to fear. Nigeria will prevail. Signed, Governor Hope Uzodinma CON, Governor Imo State and Chairman Progressive Governors Forum.
In the heart of Kano, the commercial hub of northern Nigeria, from the solid foundation to the stylish roofing, renewed hope Kano City resides you and your loved ones in Billionaire's Playground. Situated at the Tabarakallah layout, renewed hope Kano City, over 1,000 exotic structures were designed by visionary architects and built by masters in construction engineering. The globally standard showpieces in housing, a renewed hope Kano City within Tabarakallah layout, were breathtakingly designed. The shining street lights enhances security, meets beauty and a decent environment to satisfy your highest taste in housing needs. Tabarakallah layout at Gwarza Road, close to Janguza Military Barrack. Contact us at
The International Press Institute, IPI Nigeria, holds its second national conference and annual general meeting in the city of Abuja.
The two-day session is under the distinguished chairmanship of His Excellency, Vice President Kashim Shettima, GCON, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Theme: Addressing Media Repression and Safeguarding Democratic Accountability in Nigeria, with 2 keynote addresses on media freedom and sustainability by erudite journalists.
Special guests of honor include the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, media owners, captains of industry, and members of the diplomatic corps.
Venue, Conference Hall, Nikon Luxury Hotel, Abuja.
Date and time. Join us on the 2nd and 3rd of December 2025, 9 a.m. daily.
IPI Nigeria, championing media freedom through sustained advocacy.
In my office, I command focus, structure, and elegance. Comfort embraces me, and serenity is no longer a luxury. In their room, my love takes shape. Moments become memories at this table. Finally, peace, a sanctuary where the world fades. My home, my story, my way, my
Vento Furniture.
In the beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodima's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feels like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
Break time is the right time to re-energize. It's that break time energy that helps keep your champ in the game.
Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! And the National Productivity Order of Merit Award goes to...
The only tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the Federal Government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness. Eat healthy to live longer. Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount.
Tomato paste, the taste of Nigeria.
Thank you for staying with us. In the chaos of an emergency, every second counts. One decision and one action can change a life forever. Well, this is the drive behind the federal government's National Emergency Medical Service and Ambulance System. In Lagos, Nigeria's bustling heartbeat, there is the Lagos State Ambulance Service, which, like NEMSAS, races against time to save lives. Hingino John Adams will tell us more.
Emergencies